Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Longhaultanker, straight razor shaving with Longhaultanker, and today is the 4th of May, 2024. Let's see, at approximately 1600, that would be 4 p.m. Central Time, United States, and I am in Alma, Texas, just south of Dallas, at the Lowe's truck stop, and have had a nice hot shower. And I've got a nice bowl of very hot water, which makes me very happy to do a shave. We all like hot water, don't we? And not cold or tepid, unless you're different. Let's introduce the equipment for this today. And we're using one of my very favorite vintage razors that I have. It's a Wade & Butcher with barber's notch, approximately 6/8. It's post 1891, I believe. Let me double check that. No, I am wrong. It is pre-1891 because it says Sheffield only, not Sheffield, England. So that makes it a pre-1891. And the scales have, I say, Wade & Butcher Celebrated Razor on it. And they're in reasonably good condition. The whole razor is in very good condition. This was honed up by the vendor. I've never changed it. And that would be a up to Shafting Glass 30,000. I knew the vendor that, and he said what he does, and so that took care of that. And the soap, we're continuing with the Sterling Soap Company Bergamot Lavender, and it's just a wonderful, delightful scent. I love the bergamot, love the lavender too, but especially love the bergamot in it. And for our brush, we're going to continue to use the QED Select Manchurian Silver Tip Badger. Very soft, very wonderful, 28 millimeter faux horn handle on it, and just wonderful. So let's get to going here. I'm gonna run some water, and I've been watching the videos, and I want to make a general statement. As I was recently reminded that we've got a very unique and nice, very nice group that's forming together on YouTube. International group from around the world, England, UK, South Africa, Scotland, US, and we all bring different talents and skills to what we do, and I think that's just a great thing. I said to my wife the other day, I said, we ought to do a convention, but then where do we go? And I said, let's go to South Africa. I'd love to go to South Africa. Well, we got a motion thing here, and it just turned out the lights, which is no good. So that may happen again, I don't know. All right, where am I at? And so I'm not going to call all these names out. We're getting to be a pretty good sized little group. But my usual little band is Bill M. and Lukey 3262, also known as Matt. Martin Test Shaves and Jock at Dapper Shaves. We got some new guys, Sean, is it Staplefield or Stubblefield? I think it's Staplefield. And the Cajun Blade, Eric, and And those are the ones that make videos. And Devin, and kind of off in the shadows is the Superior Shave, Jared. I say off in the shadows because he's kind of like, he's got his own thing going with his business and attracting new business through his videos, but he's in close communication with close, regular, friendly communication with some among the group that I've mentioned. And I know he's written me a couple of times, more than a couple of times, and even here recently. And he knows me as the guy that pulled into, when he had his shop, that pulled into his parking lot at his little strip center mall with my big 18-wheeler when I bought a brush from him way back when. I got 3 days of growth on my face. I should have stayed to my regular routing on the way home that I had originally planned. And I thought, with that morning that I left Great Falls, Montana, the day after my delivery, so that'd be Tuesday, that'd be Thursday. I felt very good. I wanted to drive, and off I went. And I was supposed to pull up and stop after 8.5 hours to Casper, Wyoming. I said, I got another 2 hours on my drive clock. There's at least one more truck stop that I know of between Casper and Cheyenne. Didn't have enough time to get to Cheyenne. Not a big truck stop. It held about 30 trucks, which in today's world is not very many. But I got there early, at 4 o'clock, much like what I did here today in Alma, Texas. And, but I messed myself up for the rest of the trip. All right, I'm gonna do something a little different here. I've been wearing the same clothes for 9 days now. And put a little bergamot lavender under there, and maybe I'll smell better. That's one of the reasons why I don't take my shirt off when I'm on the road, is no, I don't change. There's just not enough room in the truck to carry everything you want. There's no closet to speak of. Certainly not enough room to put in a change of clothes for 9 days. There's no room under the bunk, and it's certainly not accessible. You've got to lift the entire bunk up to get into the storage beneath the bunk, and it's really not made for that. It's made more for your working tools, which has side door access from the outside. But I had a good trip. On the way up to Calgary, I believe I made mention in the last video. And this shave and the last two shaves are in sequence. There's no shaves off camera in that sequence. And so when I was driving to Calgary and went through Fort McLeod and when you're going northbound coming out of Fort McLeod, you've got to make about 2-3 miles up the road, you've got to make a it's a right hand exit, and you've got to make that right hand turn. It's not really a turn, it is a turn, but it's an exit, right? Okay. It just, as you come out of Fort McLeod, the bottom dropped out. Snow, blizzard, low visibility, high slush accumulation in the road. And it was very dangerous. And I'm watching, trying to stay in my lane in the middle of the road, in your lane. And lo and behold, if I didn't miss that exit and turn to pick up Highway 2 and go on up to Calgary. Fortunately, a couple of kilometers down the road, there was a whiteout, as Alberta does. They don't have rest areas per se. And so I pulled into this whiteout, and when you're up there in the wilderness territory like that, there's just not a whole lot of traffic. So I made sure all the traffic was gone and I was clear, and I did a U-turn right there, what would ostensibly be across 3 lanes of road. All right, let's get started on this. 3, I'm looking forward to this shave. I tell you what. And the forecast, once I got to the truck stop in Calgary and I was settled for the rest of the day, the forecast said it was supposed to start snowing by 10 o'clock, 10:30 on Wednesday. And lo and behold, like clockwork, I'm getting ready to pull away from my delivery, and it just starts downpour. I say downpour, I mean blizzard. It was pretty well gone by the time I got to Lethbridge. And then the next morning, I spent that night coming out of Calgary in Great Falls, Montana. I had my last video shaved there. And as I often do, when I'm empty, leaving Great Falls, Montana, I'll cut across Montana Highway 2 through the back country, Shawmut, Rain, something or other, I don't remember, Harleton, so Highway 2. Because it's a beautiful, you get to go through all the back country, you see the mountains in such glorious wonder. And I had no sooner got started and wasn't even out of Great Falls yet. Here it came again, blizzard. But it was pretty well gone by the time I got to Harleton. And if you look on a map, nobody knows these names because they're out in the middle of nowhere, backcountry Montana. But they're on a main route. And the advantage of going that way is that you save approximately an hour to an hour and a half over staying on the interstate out of Billings, Montana to Three Forks, Montana, and then doing the bypass for about an hour, US 287, which takes you to Helena, Montana. So, Jock, we're all coming to stay at your house. I'm kidding. But the nice thing about this little group that I say group, there's no connection between us other than we watch each other's videos and comment on them and say, "Hi, Devin, how you doing?" You can tell I'm feeling better, right? I had 2 good nights of sleep last night and night before. The nice thing I think about, one of the nice things about this, about using YouTube and having our association through our videos and YouTube, is that we're not a part of some formal organization. If you're going to flash up a rainbow flag, I can't say anything about that. Oh, somebody might be offended. I don't give a flying flip about if somebody is offended by something I believe or say. I really don't. Of course, I said it enough times too that I come from a very traditional Christian background, and there's nothing particularly unhistoric or peculiar about my views. I can't say that about others today, can you? Oh yeah. No, Wednesday night I was exhausted, but I slept good. Thursday night and last night. My alarm this morning went off at 0400. I rolled out of bed about 4:20. I got driving by about 10 minutes after 5 o'clock this morning. Did 575 miles today. Yesterday did about the same, 575, 585 miles yesterday. Comment was made not long ago, within the last couple of days, about my lathering, and the secret, like there's a secret, it's put more soap on your brush, and don't be afraid to use more soap. I don't like real thin, watery, see-through soap. I want a big fat cushion. As I was starting out years ago, I watched a lot of Anthony Esposito, known as the Stallion. And one of the things he used to say about soap is that soap is cheap. And most of us in the straight razor shaving community probably have more soaps than we can count. I stopped counting at 75. Like, I'm going to use 75 soaps. In the years that I have remaining, I don't know, doubtful. I've got in mind I'll go buy a couple more from Sterling Soap Company. If they're still in stock. They came out with an advertisement back in January, February for 2 new scents that they were described as a vetiver. And I love that natural scent of vetiver. I just haven't gotten around to buying them yet. Largely because I don't need another soap. And then just add water. And keep swirling that brush and build yourself a lather. I do face lathering. Others might do bowl lathering, and that's fine. Whatever suits your fancy. I've got my handy dandy floor door lock jammed up underneath the bottom of the door so nobody can barge in. It's a shame. It's a shame somebody's got to go to extra expense to secure for themselves what they should already have just by paying the fee for the shower room, namely privacy, secured privacy. Dropped my brush in the basin, but I rescued it. You see this white cord here? It goes to the fan that's attached to the ceiling, plugs in here at the socket. It's in my way. It's annoying. Oop, I got ahead of myself. I'm going against the grain. Sometimes I take cheating strokes, but that time I just lost my mind. That's feeling really good. I think that's okay. Leastways, we're going to let it go at that. I hope I didn't lean too far out of camera on that. I'll see it when I post it and review it. Oh yeah, that just, I needed that. This just feels absolutely wonderful. All right. Wade and Butcher, 6/8 barber notch, celebrated. Nothing on the, because it's all been ground away, whoever restored it. And so, but it's celebrated razor, pre-1891. And so we'll set this aside and we're going to go with a no-name Sheffield for the head shave. Oops, sorry about that. All right. That is it for the head shave. The face shave, we'll put on some alum block here in a minute. Get the brush to soaking so we can clean it out. Osma alum block. Oh, that's just wonderful. Now, on a razor like that Sheffield, or both of them actually, old carbon steel, I'm going to rinse my hands good in water to get the alum off, because I don't want to end up with any stains. On my razors, very important. Okay, that's it. I'm done. My next shave will probably be Monday morning from home. I'm home tomorrow. I'm 3.5 hours from the yard in Alma, Texas, south of Dallas, and I will see you down the road.